So I wanted to do this video for a long time, and it's about something I've been working on for the past few years, search arbitrage. So I want to go through a bunch of stuff, but the main topic is how do you know if search arbitrage is for you, and how do you know if this is something that you should be focusing on, and kind of like going through the risks, the rewards, the pros, the cons. So let's start with the fact that search arb, just like everything in digital marketing, is constantly changing. When something constantly changes, there would be half of people that would say it's dying, and half of the people would say we're making money on it, it works. And then within that half, you have half of the people lying and half that are actually making money. So, I mean, the big issue with search arbitrage is that it's very, very easy to do. It's very low entry level. You don't need a lot of brains. You don't need a lot of experience. And you don't even need the ability to create a lot of creatives or anything like that. So that's, one thing. That means that a lot of other people can come up and join when it works and when the rumor spreads. And it means that the competition is going to be higher. And it means that you might get pushed and bids and costs and stuff like that. The other side to it is that if you generate one very small advantage, like having a system that optimizes beyond campaigns, maybe feeds, maybe something like that. Most people say that they do it or don't even think of doing it. Then you have a big advantage. If you have the ability to negotiate a very good revenue share, then you have a big advantage. Also, the fact that if you run compliantly, then you're on one hand making less money or less ROI than the people who run Black Hat, but this is something that's very consistent. Also, most people don't get, cashback rewards, percentage rebate from the platforms, and that could be very, very big cash. So even if you're breaking even on TikTok, TikTok gives a lot of rebates and cashbacks and stuff like that, so you can negotiate something with them, and that would definitely help your ROI. So can you make money on it? Yes. Is it hard? No. What you do need is a lot of time, a lot of motivation, and cash flow. Even the best payment terms you would have with a feed like System 1, Tonic, Sido, Live Domain, ads.com, anyone else that I missed, would make you have to fund it at least for like a month. And it's going to be harder and harder when you scale. So you either look for ROI and you're ROI oriented. That means that you're looking to get more, profits on whatever you spend, or you're the kind of guy that has the cash flow, has the ability to fund it, and then you don't mind spending a lot to gain very little, as long as you're able to do, large volumes. The other thing is, and this is probably the thing that I need to emphasize the most, is the risk factor aspect. Some people say that this industry is an at-risk industry. It's very unstable. Some people say that Google likes the traffic and it's not going to close it. Probably not overnight. And then, no one knows what the future really has in store, but you could say to the people that think that this industry is at risk all the time that they're very, every entrepreneur, every business owner thinks when they make money that it might end, and they're looking to exit, take risk off the table, and pivot. And some people join and make money during that time. So it's kind of like a circle. It's kind of like a rotation thing. And everyone, when something dies completely, it dies. At the end of the day, the question that you need to ask yourself, is this what really brings me to my goal? Because it's not a business that you're likely going to sell unless you really have a big unfair advantage, technology, the ability to recruit a lot of affiliates and manage them, a crazy platform, stuff like that, it's going to be a cash flow business. I don't think cash flow businesses are bad, but you need to ask yourself, where do you see yourself? Because if you're planning on an exit, if you're planning on big numbers, I'm not sure this one might, be the best direction for you. So you have to consider that. The other thing is that if you are not absolutely dialed in on the creatives, on compliance, which I don't think anyone in the arbitrage space is, because lots of things are extremely vague. Google will tell you stuff that is very open to interpretation, and everyone chooses how to interpret it. So it might be, stuff that's very obvious that you shouldn't run, like stuff that's like sexual content and stuff on Facebook that make people click, and then Google is gonna finally catch up to you and close the account. And then there is stuff that, that's kind of like in between, the gray area, that some people do it and it's, it's not being closed, but officially it's not allowed, or stuff that's like open for interpretation. And we have seen, including me, people who have gotten their accounts closed, and sometimes the feeds, or even Google doesn't pay the feeds, and the feeds don't pay you. So you have to take into consideration that whatever money you spend until you actually get it could be very, at risk. It could be something that you don't get. So these are kind of like the pros and cons to it. I think that there is a lot of things that you can do when AI comes up with different video creation tools, different image creation tools that are already doing very good. At least until the platforms would catch up with it, I think there is a big opportunity there. But at the end of the day, it is up to you. I do see a certain type of people going towards that, and it's not people who open up their own stuff usually. It's people who chase after the quick buck, and it's people who are not looking to build a big business, or not think big enough for my taste, at least. So, I mean, that's where the search arbitrage situation is at now. We also have seen AFD go down. They're sunsetting it. I don't think personally that it's going to go out completely, in a second. I think it's going to take more time. We have also seen people pivot into like sending traffic into Amazon, sending traffic into like product pages and stuff like that. Super interesting as well. If you manage to kind of like close a deal directly with the advertiser, that could be huge for you. Outside of that, I still hear very good things in terms of platforms on meta ads. That would be probably the biggest one. TikTok still works for lots of people. Newsbreak has been very good. So there's definitely a big opportunity there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you run search arbitrage, if you don't, I'd love to hear more. Thank you so much for watching this.